everybody, to another episode of Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, and my co-host and very good friend is Dave.
Hey there, Chris, and hello to our listeners out there. Welcome to Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. We are covering Love Island UK Season 12, Week 8. Chris, we are almost there. We've just got a couple of days left. Oh my God. Well, let's not even think about those yet. But where would you like to start today?
And you know, you say the week 8, Dave, the last final week, but they did throw in this couple of games that were there definitely to test me, because you were laughing your head off messaging me and in the chat going, I know Chris is fuming. Because I didn't catch, I think the episode before the baby game is what I'm talking about, more than the talent show, which both were on this week, was I nodded off for the last 10 minutes and Sam messaged me in the morning and went, have you watched the end of Love Island yet? Because I'm up so early. And sometimes I can get a chance while I'm sort of going through my emails just to watch the end of it. And I went, no, I'm going to watch it later. And she went, oh, right. And I thought, I knew straight away, I thought, it's the fucking baby game. No. Because I thought we got away with it because like the family's coming in and all that. But anyway, Dave, we'll talk about that later.
Well, let's stick on the baby game, I would say. Because I'm going to be a bit controversial now. I did not mind the baby game this time. For me, they had the right amount of it in the episode. It wasn't the whole episode. And to be honest, what I enjoy about it is you've got these absolute self-obsessed narcissists all in there. There's not a single one of them that doesn't meet that criteria. They're just obsessed with themselves, and they only have to worry about getting themselves ready. And suddenly they've got this fake baby that's relentlessly crying and needs attention and stuff. And it just puts them under a lot of pressure. You can see, especially in the afternoon, by the end of the day, they're getting wound up. But the thing is with the crying, it's supposed to irritate them, but it fucking irritates me as a viewer as well. But I think this episode, I think they got it just about right.
And it's funny because I think it was the perfect length of time as well, because it only featured for like half an episode, where in the past, I think my hate has been, it's over 2 episodes, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've had one of them where the baby ended up in the pool, they left the baby, and there was big controversy online about it, wasn't it? Like, discussed, it's like it's a doll. As much as I don't like the game,
I was going to say, as if it's real.
It's a doll. As if it's real. Or this, and we called him out, I've called him out and all this, like, in the past, and I have, and I detest, and I think that's what it is. I think that's what narks me, is the actual crying, because it sounds like, and this is a UK reference, so apologies, Whitney off EastEnders days from the early 2000s or late 1990s, and nobody'd know that, but the baby used to have this canned crying, and it'd just be the same thing, like exactly what these dolls do in Love Island. So I think that's what it was, but I'm with you. Once I knew it was over, and there wasn't a big fanfare about it, I was like, you know what? That'll do me. I can handle that if it's just one episode. And it wasn't even a full episode, to be fair. So yes, I'm with you. I think it was the right amount of time, but that just pisses me off. However, I do think that for the final week, again, I said it last week, and I'm still there. There's only, like, we've now got Harry and Shakira. We've got the whole thing, Meg and Dijon, which we'll talk about. Well, we had the families coming, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I was waiting for box office, Helena's family, just to go at Harry. But again, he has got this charisma about him, which I cannot see when we watch it. And maybe it is because we're middle-aged or whatever. But he even got away with that to a point, didn't he? I was like, what the fuck? She was so upset talking to her parents, wasn't she? Like, how he treated her. And she said a line like, I thought it was going to be different. And she was right up to this point. But him being the shit that he is, you knew this was going to happen at some point. I still think maybe it's a producer thing, because Shakira just suddenly went from absolutely hating the guy to like, oh, I'm open to getting back with him. And we knew that was going to happen last week. Reality Radar again, Dave, on point. But I do think, like, there is just... Stop it. I know you're going to jump in there. There is something about it, about him, which is undeniable. Now, I don't know if you've got a take on it, but I just cannot understand why everybody seems to just fall under this Harry spell. Because for me, he's just a bellend, and I'm like, I don't get it at all.
I think he is a master manipulator. That's the thing. So he's definitely got charm about him. for me, one of the things that he does is he doesn't ever bite back. He doesn't ever, like, say, well, this is my opinion and my opinion is different. Even in the movie nights and stuff like that, he sort of rolls over and sort of, there's a bit of gaslighting with it as well. It's like, oh yeah, I own everything. I said last week, he says he owns everything, or he takes accountability for it, but that's not just saying the words, that's actually fucking taking accountability for it. But he's got this way with words where he doesn't ever put himself in a position of conflict. And coupled with the confidence, because obviously if he just rolls over and people see weakness, then there's something in the human condition that goes after that person as well, I think. But because he's confident in himself, but he doesn't ever tackle anyone head on, and the fact that he is charming means, like, Shakira's mum was also, by the end of it, conversation looking to couple up with him, I think, whereas for me, I'd be going in there fucking riled up and be like, Shakira, what are you doing? Like, this guy is an absolute bellend. He's 30 years old thinking he's 18, and I've seen a lot of chat, and I haven't contributed much this week, but I do read all the messages, and there's been a lot of chat about the fact that for the younger girls, when you haven't really come across someone like this, it seems like an endearing quality, someone who's just confident in themselves, not worried about what anyone else is doing. But then you get a bit older and you get a bit more experienced, and you realise, actually, this guy's a fucking dick, and that's why Harry's always going to have to date younger than himself. So I think there's lots of things. It's definitely interesting. Again, as you said before, terrible fucking example for people. But if you're getting your life lessons from Love Island, there's an issue there in itself. But yeah, I just think he's a master charmer, master manipulator, and that's why he's gotten away with fucking murder.
You know what? I think that's probably a good analysis of Harry, because you're right. I've never thought of it like that. Even when he gets called, he does this thing where they sort of feel sorry for him. Yeah. And he goes full on, like,
even the viewers. I've seen
yeah,
comments
that's what
like,
I mean.
Why do I feel sorry for Harry?
I'm not being funny, Dave. I'm going to feel sorry for Harry when he wins it with Shakira, Dave. Reality Radar. You know what I mean? I predicted it.
So if I was more organised, what I thought is, I'll pull out the voice clip where you were certain that Harry and Helena were going to win.
Harry's still in the conversation, Dave. There has been, in fact, let me just play this now. We have actually had a voice note from our good friend Joe, and I think this is quite appropriate, actually, Dave. So I just want to play this. It's only a short one, and it genuinely is, but I was laughing to myself thinking, no, Joe, we're not doing that, Joe. But anyway, Dave, I'm going to do it. So here we go. Here's what she said.
Hi, love. Just checking in to see whether your apology, because of your terrible reality radar for Love Island, is going to be on this weekend or after the final. Happy for either. Just checking in.
Now listen, Dave, and listen, Joe. I'm not wrong here, because I did say Harry. Harry is 50% of the prediction, Dave, and a 50% is, if you double 50%,
take
that is
that down
100%.
to the bookies,
Yeah. Well, 50% is actually 50% of 100%. So that's actually over half. So that's definitely a win for the reality radar when Harry and Shakira win.
It's over half. 50% is over. See, what you're demonstrating there is a bit of this Harryness where, just the non-conflict style, but adherence to what you believe in the radar. It's like we're now, because because it was on the cards last week and you made the prediction last week, that's become the latest prediction.
Right.
Here's the thing, right? So if I say it like right before when it's down to the last two, would that become a radar prediction?
No, Dave, I'm sorry. You've got to have done it earlier. Sorry, I made the rules up here. Okay. So
That's fair enough.
it's interesting that we've heard from Jo, though, because we've not heard from her when she got everything wrong, Dave, did we really? You know, she's been a few weeks on the old quiet, but she's,
Well, she was on
the
holiday.
little meerkat. That's not the point, Dave. The meerkat's just popped up and gone, oh, hello, you know, Obi-Wan style. Oh, hello, you know, so, yeah, anyway, Dave.
Hello there.
Hello there, yeah.
I didn't see the one where where Obi-Wan Kenobi comes up and goes, "Oh, hello." I was trying to do a Ewan McGregor impression there.
I don't know who that was, Dave. But anyway.
It's one of yours, that.
That's one of my impressions. Absolutely brilliant. But anyway, Dave, but I do think, just getting on to, I do think Harry and Shakira have got a chance here, the way this is going. Because Meg and Dijon are absolutely just blowing any chance they've got. I've never believed in that relationship anyway, but my God, it's not going well.
Yeah, let's do one at a time. I'll come on to Megan and Dijon. But Harry and Shakira, I think, yeah, they've got a chance because, I mean, Shakira's popular. I think that'd be the thing that wins it. Also, you know, Harry could, you know, in the last, it's winding me up even just thinking about it, but in the final dates, you know, and they could break out the old boyfriend and girlfriend. You know, they could really sort of make a late push that actually Harry has seen the light, hasn't he? You know, now he's been through all, you know, he's been open, he's been, as his friend says, I don't know if you want to say any more about the families, but his friend's like, oh, yeah, you've just been true to yourself. What if your true self is an absolute fucking knob? So, yeah, I think they've got a chance. I can't really see anyone else. I can't think who'd be another contender. I guess Cash and Tony, maybe. Ty and Angel, they're just not getting enough screen time. They seem okay together, but they're a bit dull. Who else? Yaz actually and Jamie's quite a nice couple, but again, they don't really get enough screen time together. You tend to see more Yaz when she's having conflict, and the whole Dijon thing sort of sprung up again this week, didn't it?
Yeah, you know what? It's funny that, because I think you're right. The way they've editing has gone. I mean, Yasmin's been really popular. Like her and Jamie, she has. And she's won me round, definitely. And I did like when the families were there. I think one of the girls went, they've got amazing posture. Yeah. They're all like, you know, a sister who's absolute double of her, a mum. Yeah, I'm one of the guys commenting because her mum was pretty good looking. And then one of the guys is like, check her mum. And then he was like, oh, shit, I'm on camera. And they were proper like checking her mum out. But I think, like Yasmin, she's come across really well. And she came in with that usual remit of, I don't care if they're in a relationship. I'm going to, you know, get what I want, like they all say. We know that's all a prep thing from production. But she's come across really well. And I think they could be outsiders. They could be outsiders just for the simple fact that everyone else, I think in every couple, bar Angel and Ty, actually, because I just think they're boring as fuck. We've not seen enough of them, have we, really? They're going to be the first ones to go, I think. Angel and Ty, they're definitely the first ones maybe to go tonight, which we record this on a Sunday.
Yeah.
But Yasmin could have a chance, Dave.
Yeah.
She could be they could be in the top two, and it'll be her who gets them through. Because if I was a betting man, and I am, and I'm usually pretty poor at it, Dave, I'd probably say Shakira and Harry and Yasmin and Jamie maybe the last four.
Yeah.
Because I just can't see everyone else doing it for different reasons, which we'll get into.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think, let's say, so can we talk, though, about Meg and Dijon?
Oh, my God.
Because I don't know what's going on there, but I found myself getting more and more wound up. I think he's playing a game. I don't necessarily think Meg is playing a game, but it just seems like just not a very nice person. And I think one of my buttons is this passive aggressiveness, you know, and the whole getting annoyed. I mean, fucking hell, Dijon, you're playing a game, but you scored an own goal there, putting Yaz's name on the fucking board in the challenge. Like, just,
God.
have a word with yourself. So, but she's talking like, oh, it's a challenge. Is everyone talking about that? Oh, it's so boring. The next minute, she's fucking riding him again. It's this challenge after that, challenge after that, challenge. It's like the lack of consistency and non-linearity of it just really, really winds me up. And but my favourite bit of the week, in fact, for a few weeks, is probably where they're trying to kiss and make up, but they're still just talking at different wavelengths and just not really understanding each other. And they're just sat there stony-faced as the camera pans out. It looked like your face like a slapped arse. And so I was just like, oh, that is perfect. So, I mean, what's your take on those two?
Well, I think what sums up them as a relationship was when she was sort of digging him out and he can't even look her in the eyes, can he? Like, these have played a game from the get-go. We've even had the love thing, they're exclusive, the love. I'm not buying any of it. And it may be, that they are in love. And again, is it the edit? I watched some of the unseen bits last night and it was a lot different than what we'd seen. And they seemed a bit more wholesome. I mean, at one point, Dejan's actually got the hairdryer out, fucking drying the back of a bloody dress, Dave. I don't know if she spilled something on it or whatever, but it was like, there was just little things. And obviously, Sterling's trying his best to throw in a few one-liners. But he doesn't look interested in her. And it feels as if like it's a relationship of convenience. I never see any real, like, I know we only see an edited version, but you don't see a lot of affection between them. At least with Harry and Shakira, as much as I want to talk about them two Muppets, but I can buy into there is something there between them, or it looks like it on the screen.
Chemistry.
Yeah, chemistry. Yeah, there's something between them. Whereas with Dejan and Meg, like you say, why would he say that about Yasmin unless he's trying to hurt her? And you're so close to the end, play the game. I mean, Meg, for me, I don't like Megan at all. I really don't. I don't really like Dejan. I think some of the stuff with Harry, like he's backed Harry to be an arsehole. Then when Harry got rumbled, he was sort of going against him. But then when he's talking to Harry, he's like, oh, yeah. And he's just playing everybody because he doesn't want to be unpopular because he knows there is... Look, at the end of the day, he may be it's a lot of money they win. It's 50 grand, isn't it? So it's money that'll help them get out of
It's
debt.
followers, though, isn't it? More than the money.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, of course it is. And coming across as a good guy or a good girl on it, like, you're going to get rewards out of it. I'd listened to that Georgia May thingy who unfortunately had all them problems with Stephen Bear, the wanker, a few years ago, and she was talking about how much money she made. I think we talked about the other week. She bought a house, she paid for a mortgage, just doing these appearance things. So there is a definite positive there. But I think everyone's seen through it. And on paper, Dave, and we all love that on paper, they're my type. On paper, Dejan and Meg should be the ones that everyone is rooting for to win because they're the only real ones who are exclusive. They're a proper... I know Yasmin and Jamie, but they've not had enough time. I think I agree. It's been mainly about the main characters in this whole series has been Dejan and Meg, Harry, Helena, Shakira, Tony, and everyone else is just a byproduct. Connor a little bit as well. I know Connor and Megan left this week, but really they have been the 6 characters that we've gone, especially this dynamic with Shakira and Tony and Megan and Helena not liking each other, and it's gone at that all the way through. So that's been the story the producers have told us, not giving other people a chance to sort of come to the fore. But I just think with them two as a couple, I don't believe it. The families weren't buying into it either, which I could see through it. It was like, this is a reality TV show. There's no life. I'd be amazed if there was life, Dave. And also, Dave, on a little side note, and this is relevant, remember when Olivia had a go at Kai and the girl he got with Dave?
So fake.
No fake, Dave. Well, they've just got married this weekend, Dave. So, congratulations.
They did seem to be coupled up quite well, them two, didn't they? But I just, again, the same thing that I'm saying about Meg, Olivia had it in abundance as well, where she'd do something and it's okay, but someone would do the exact same thing, and that's the worst thing in the world. Meg is the same.
Yes. Yeah, she is. She is the same. And I must admit, Dave, I'm not a massive fan of Tony and that, really. I don't know. Yeah. She sort of got herself through the show with Cash, and the way they were talking about when her mum came in, and she was a ringer for her mum, by the way, but it was absolutely like they've been together from the start and they were love's young dream. And it was like, no, Cash, he's got morals, this guy. You know, he's considered his brother and sister, they were having none of it. They called her out, and I was happy with that. I was like, no, actually, good. And I think that's what it is. A lot of the couples, there's at least one you're not vouching for. Maybe Yasmin and Jamie are the outsiders because of that. I think they're actually okay. I don't think Jamie's done anything wrong, to be honest. I could be corrected.
Yeah,
but...
he seems like a good guy. I think those would be my favourites in terms of not the bookies' favourites, but I'd prefer them to win it out of anyone else. I still think Tony can get out the violins and everything and say, "Oh, am I going to have to keep apologising this for the rest of my life?" Well, no, it's only like a couple of weeks ago. So it's not as if you've gone through something massive to change that. And should you feel bad about it? And should you be, should other people maybe remind you that was a really, really shitty thing to do? Yeah, I think that can be okay. It was a massive, massive fuck up. And you should, rather than focusing on that, just fucking, really appreciate that Cash does seem to be a good guy or expert game player. You can't rule that out as well. But so I'm not a fan of her. But I was sort of in her corner a bit with Blu because I think when he's got a nasty streak to him, and does not like anyone to sort of disagree with him. So that was the one time I was in Tony's corner when Blu was sort of sniping at her. He was just being a right old knob.
Well, even better that he tried to show that he was some kickboxing champion, Dave, and we've both done it, but you still do it. And he went flying on his ass, and I was like, we've all done that. I've done that. Well, I'm sure you've done the same.
He came out in the fucking Thai boxing shorts and everything, didn't he?
I know. Unbelievable. But it was like a bit of a, that's got you back. Because he come back in because someone somewhere had him down on a talent aid, or someone wanted a favour, because he was the most unlikely guy to come back in the show. Megan, I can understand, because she was popular and it was a shock when she left. But he wasn't like, people were calling for his return. It was like, yeah, okay, mate. So, and then you're right, he had a bit of a nasty streak to him at times.
It's like when David Brent brought the football into the office, and he's trying to impress the secretary, to play about with it. So, fucking brilliant.
Absolutely love it. So, but no, it's interesting, because who do you think, Dave? I know I've sort of alluded to it, who do you think is going to win it? What would you, because it's difficult, I think. This is really hard to pick this time.
I mean, I would say, because of Shakira's popularity, I think if I was to have a bet right now, I'd have to say Harry and Shakira. I think they have to be the favourites. And if only I had some kind of device, like an internet of things, maybe I could actually check what the bookies' odds are. But if you just bear with me, Love Island winners odds. Let's see what comes back there. Odds checker. Yes, I am 18. Go away.
Are you sure, Dave? Are you sure about that?
Got a VPN on and everything.
What's the code, Dave?
So Tony and Cash are 11-8. Shakira and Harry are 2-1. So those are the two favourites. So Tony and Cash are the favourites. And again, I'd have to think, but mind you, who was it? Was it actually Blu who came in and said Tony and Shakira are popular? So maybe Tony is popular, and Cash has done absolutely nothing wrong, has he? I mean, if he'd have been one of the OGs, he'd definitely be in with a shout for being part of the winning couple.
You know what? That's a good call, that, to be fair. I mean, look, overall, as a series, I've enjoyed it. I've loved the fact when Harry got his comeuppance, but he's come out of the side again. And luckily, having someone popular like Shakira, who she's got to be in the top 2 or 3, 100%, whatever happens. Yeah. I just can't see it any other way. I just can't see it. I think like it's going to be, if it was me, Angel Ty, then it probably would be probably say Tony and Cash, then Megan, Dejan, and then the final four would be Yasmin, Jamie, Shakira, Harry. That's how I'd see it, because I think, I mean, they allude to it. Even Ian Sterling alludes to like the way that they're in it for the cash grab, the celeb status now. It is even in, they're aware the clout. They're aware of that Instagram, the deals afterwards. He's even took the piss like we do about that, like what Instagram deals you're going to get, teeth whitening and all that. Like we said loads of times. I just can't believe that the audience, including us and everyone else, and you look at the chat on Facebook, on our Facebook group, and you're like, everyone can see through it. We might agree or have a favourite or someone else and you see it differently. That's fine. But I think everyone's at the point of like, none of these are staying together.
Yeah.
You've got an outsider, Yasmin and Jamie maybe, but none of the other couples who have been front and centre are going to be together. Not a chance. Until them deals run out, and then it's adios. Best mates, see you later. Great friends, bye.
Yeah.
That'll be it. No.
I do think, so I'm just looking at, I've got the Scotsman.com open, which is another article about the odds and stuff. They still have Tony and Cash as being the favourites, but then second, they do have Yasmin and Jamie, and then third, Shakira and Harry. So 2 and 3 have been swapped around. So it might be close with those two. But to be honest, I'd be okay with Tony and Cash or Yasmin and Jamie. And let's face it, Angel and Ty have got no chance. They'll be the first one to go in the final. So they're not even in the running. But if Harry and Shakira do win it based on Shakira's popularity, what a fucking terrible advert for men. I mean, and I have to be in my corner sometimes. I know we try and be completely neutral. We try and be completely objective and just call out behaviour. But we want fucking good guys to decent blokes to be winning this shit as well. Not fucking people like Harry. It's just, again, it's just terrible example.
They are. And the thing is, though, Dave, Harry's odds, whether he wins it or not, I'm putting Harry as an absolute odds-on favourite to be on Love Island All-Stars by fucking January. Yeah. I'm telling you, this guy is going to be on every single show. Celebs Go Dating. He's going to be on everything now. I can just see it. He's paved a career like what some of these other,
Messy Mitch.
Bad. Yeah, well, yeah, Messy Mitch, he came back, didn't he? You're going to have these people come back. And I think Harry, as much as I think he's an absolute bellend, and it is, if it was your daughter going out with him, you'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I know you have to make your own mistakes and you can make it worse interfering, but he's not the sort of person I'd want, and I get it. And I understand the backlash with the way people are about him, because he is an absolute clown. And like you say, he's 30. You made a great point a few weeks ago, was like, we were talking about a couple of the guys and you went, yeah, but the difference is, Chris, Harry's 30. And you're like, yeah, you're right. He should have a mortgage. Well, he probably can't afford a mortgage where the bloody house market is in the UK, but he should have something behind him by now, should he? Or some direction in life, but he's just acting like he's about 18. So that's where it falls down for Harry. Whereas some of the other guys could possibly be redeem themselves. They could look at this and go, I'm not going to do, what a dickhead I was on Love Island. There's hope that we all change, we all make mistakes. No one can sit here. I'm 46. There's no way at 46 I can sit here on top of the thing, you're going, oh yeah, I was a great person, or I didn't make mistakes, or we've all done it. It's only as you get older that you get better. It's just hoping that the mistakes you make aren't catastrophic. And they're not catastrophic what he's done, but he's not a good representation of himself.
Yeah. I still, and not to get all serious, right, but I still go back to that season when Millie and Liam won it, when Liam just did whatever the fuck he wanted in Casa Amor, and then just did a bit of grafting when he came back, and then they ended up winning it.
Yes.
For me, that was a change, and that was when you saw the later Islanders come in and say, oh, well, it's just a test. And, if we haven't been tested, how do we know if what we've got is actually even real or not? For me, it started to go down this route of, just being an arsehole, and that gets you a good storyline and puts you in with a good chance of winning. So ultimately, I don't watch this because I'm really invested in seeing people couple up. I watch it for the drama and the entertainment. But I do, you still want people set good examples for other people who are watching it, particularly younger people.
Yeah, and that's true. That's true. I think in some respects we all get serious on it or whatever because you can relate to it in real life. We said that ourselves, like, this isn't real life, Love Island, is it? It is almost like a mockumentary sometimes because, let's be honest, once this finishes, give it a couple of weeks, we'll get the odd article about these have split up that, but we're not bothered, are we?
No.
We're not bothered about it, really. It's like the old UK thing of, like, it's old chip shop paper, basically. You get your chips, you eat it, you throw it in the bin, see you later, that's it.
To be fair,
yeah.
she does live rent-free in our heads, doesn't she?
She does, unfortunately. She does, Dave. She loves really rent-free. And Vin Diesel has announced that they're doing the new Fast and Furious Day. They're making it, the final one. So you never know. She could be in
one,
there.
unless it makes a truckload of money, in which case they'll make another one.
God. The way the last one fucking finished was ridiculous anyway. That was one of the most... I mean, I love the Fast and Furious, the original stuff, and I've watched all of them at the cinema, but oh my God, that last one was a disgrace, the ending. Oh my word.
I was watching it. Have you ever watched The Brothers Grimsby? It was...
No.
It's another Sacha Baron Cohen one. And it basically... right, I won't spoil it, but he's given a whole... He's sort of done up like Liam Gallagher. It's on Prime at the minute. And he's just a bit of a scumbag, really. And he's given a speech to all his fellow council estate brethren. And he's saying it's scum that do this. He's giving a rousing. It's like his Braveheart speech. And I meant to say to you, because one of the lines was like, it's scum that keep the Fast and Furious franchise going. I was like, fucking hell. It just gets more and more ridiculous, doesn't it? And it's just, but it is sort of entertaining as well. It's just like, we did, which one did we? We did 7, 8, and 9, didn't we? I still need to watch 10, and that's the one where you said it's gone. Wasn't that the one where they go into space or something?
No, that's one of the ones we covered, the space one. It's ridiculous. I think it might be 9. Is it the space one?
I've fallen asleep.
Dave, you're not missing anything. You're not missing anything, trust me. The last one's even better. Dominic Toretto is invincible to even water, apparently. I won't ruin it. Not that you're bothered about me ruining it.
Superman down at this point, though, couldn't he?
Ridiculous. He's ridiculous. He's gone from McCarthy robbing DVDs and
DVD
VHSs
players.
and tellers, DVD players, and now some absolute mastermind spy stroke. He's indestructible, that guy. Unbelievable. That jumped the shark years ago. We're on a completely different podcast now, Dave, but just sounding off about Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
But, dear me. Anyway, anything else, mate, before we go?
But back to Love Island. So, yeah, I mean, I will watch the last 2 episodes, but my heart sinks a bit even just thinking about it. The final dates, because I've just not bought into any of the couples. With the exception to Yaz and Jamie, I think there might be a little bit of something there. I just don't think they've been given enough screen time together. So I think the producers are deliberately pushing this Shakira and Harry thing. So,
yeah.
and we can see that Tony and Cash have got a lot of backing as well, especially from the bookies. But yeah, I've just not really bought into Tony's side of it. She's a bit of a me type character that I just don't really warm to. So yeah, we'll watch it, but and the final will be excruciating, won't it? As it always is.
I hate the final. I hate it. My jammer is not good at present. I hate that when they're all sat there in the crowd and then you get that like trying to crack jokes with people. It's fucking terrible. I just love fast forwarding all that nonsense and just to find out who's won.
Yeah.
Because it's he's excruciating. That last episode's probably worse than the baby game for me. We're getting right, Miss will all get. But yeah, it is. It just really pisses me off, that episode.
I think I've been there for years. But so, and final thought, I know you mentioned it before, but having Connor and Meg go as well, and I think it was for, most compatible couple, I think it was. I thought that was very harsh because I did wonder whether, Joe's original voice message where she was saying about Tommy and how popular he was, and so everyone kind of disliked Meg for that. I wondered if that kind of came back to haunt her. Also, the whole thing again with Meg just being Meg and Dijon Meg, being really kind of snipey and nasty, where, you know, both her and Dijon talking about, oh, Meg, yeah, because she's been on the outside and, you know, she's acting really different, you know, this time. It also made the girl cry. And I just thought that was fucking off. But unfortunately, as I mentioned the other week, people in Ireland can't actually vote. So they can't vote for their favourite couples. I feel like that's probably gone against them, because in terms of compatibility, I thought they looked pretty sweet together, to be honest. I thought they had chemistry. I thought they got on. I thought, you know, had Ireland been able to vote, I reckon they could have had a good chance. I'd have been more invested in them, I think, than most of the other couples that are left.
No, I think Dave, you're speaking facts today. It's very good. We're getting very grown up in our old age, aren't we? But no, I just think whatever will be, it won't be enough. It'll just not be enough. We've done 8 weeks of this nonsense, and we're here again.
For it to be over, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. No, thanks for sticking around, mate, because I know it's a hell of a slog. And thanks for everyone else listening as well. We do appreciate it. Please get over to Facebook, Chris and Dave's Reality TV Cast. Come and join us over there. Come and join the chat with us and get involved in the last couple of days and any future shows that we do. The chat function is great. Honestly, it's really good. I have such a good laugh, and people, you know, talking about the episodes, what we agree, disagree with, but all done in the right way, as like a community should be. So do come over there. If you want to email us, cdrealitycast@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on social media, @cdrealitycast. If you do want to support us a little bit more, get over to patreon.com/cdrealitycast. So big thank you to everyone who supported us through this series, and past and present. We do appreciate every single person who takes the time to support myself and Dave. So the roll call of honour for today, and a big thank you to Melanie, Holly, Darren, Anna, Tilly, Marcy, Stacey, Sinead, Kathleen Sims, Nick, Danielle, Amanda, Larissa, Nicola, Gillian, Keith, Helen, Chloe, Joanna, Libby, Susan, Tracy, Lucky Luda Green, and Kent Gustafson. So thank you so much, guys. Amazing support every time we read this out. It's not pre-recorded. I do it every episode, but it just baffles me that so many people, follow us. It's great. So thank you for all your support.
It is good. It is really good. Really humbling. But yeah. It's just listening to us bellends talk about fucking Love Island is so humbling. But yeah, thank you very much, sir. Are we doing the final? We
could do the final, Dave. I am, to be fair, I've actually done a little bit more research than normal, where I'm trying to look at what we're going to be doing next, but there's not a lot on the horizon. So I'm just working out time scales and how much you'll hate me when I say, Dave, we're doing a 16-week episode, six shows a week, 15 weeks. You're like, yeah, Chris, you can just fuck off. Yeah. So I don't know what we're doing next, but we'll hopefully we do the final, and that will definitely come back with what we were looking at doing. Well, we'll probably have a week off. So
is back in September, isn't it? Now ITV is Channel 4. Sorry, I was trying to find out. They're a bit shit about an actual date. They usually only announce that fairly close in the run-up. But then to fill the gap, we'll see. I was watching, I know you mentioned when we were recording the other thing, you were talking about the SAS one. I might catch up on that. And I was watching this celebrity shark diving thing. Shark absolutely terrify me. But I watched that. That was pretty good fun. So might do something a bit lighter.
Yeah, let's have a look, Dave. I've got a few in my back pocket. We've started as well, reality TV, but they may not be to your taste, Dave. But we'll see. There is one Naked Dating season 2 coming up UK. That's about the middle of August. So, but that's on a Paramount Plus, which is a bit harder for people to watch. I think in the UK, you've got to be subscribed. So we'll have a chat off the podcast, Dave. See what we're going to do.
And any suggestions as well, post them into the chat.
Yeah, send them to us both, and we'll have a look at them. So thank you very much, mate. Great episode, and we've not got long to go.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, sir. Thanks to all our listeners out there. Thanks to all our supporters, and we'll speak to you next time.
Bye.